Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem, Al-Shai Bashem, Rakakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there, Shalom to all. I had a bunch of titles in my mind, floating in my mind for this particular video. This is a video that I watched. I didn't get a chance to watch the commentary, which is right around here. But this is from a doorbell camera. This is something unexpected happened when two men showed up at midnight, at the middle of the night, excuse me. Then you got a bunch of hashtags over here. It says United States, stories, United States, TikTok, scary stories. Anyway, what I'm going to entitle this video is, I wanted to give it multiple titles, but this is good enough. When a strong man armed keepeth his palace, which is your house, where you dwell at. So this is the title, and this is the rest of it, the scripture. When a strong man armed keepeth his palace, his goods are in peace. So let's come back over here. And I will play it. And these are two nigglets. And, you know, all this brother shit, all we brothers and all this nonsense. Jake is sometimes worse than Esau, man. You know? Now, in this country, there's certain states, which are mainly Republican states, that allow you to have guns, open carry. New York State is not one of them. In other states in this country, but New York State, they will lock you up, especially the city, but pretty much the state itself. You can have a gun, not get a parking ticket, you know, be a squeaky clean guy. And if you have a gun, they automatically give you, it used to be like 1 year, 2 years, it keeps going up. And they charge you with criminal possession of a firearm, a gun, whatever. Now, criminal possession of something would be, if I have a crowbar and I'm fixing my car, that's not criminal possession of a crowbar. But if I go to I use a crowbar to break into somebody's house, that's criminal possession of a crowbar, of a tool. It's part of evidence. You mind your business. You got your firearm in New York. For some reason, you get caught up. They check you to find a gun. They're going to charge you with criminal possession. It's a crime to protect yourself. Hey, I remember 50 Cent, after he got shot up, when he came back, when he, you know, started, you know, rapping, doing concerts, he was known for wearing a bulletproof vest. Do you know that they arrested this guy for wearing a bulletproof vest? Does he have a reason to wear a bulletproof vest? Yeah, he got shot nine times. So this is about control over here. And people are waking up to both the Dems, I'll give them their ancient names, the plebeians and the patricians. Look that up if you don't know what I'm talking about, or ask somebody. That they're saying that, you know, life is not getting better, prices are going up. People figured, oh, we had a fucking walking corpse in Biden. Now we got, oh, we're going to get Trump, and he's made all these promises. And he, you know what? He hasn't even and anytime he does a speech, it used to be people with the MAGA hats. He don't do that no more. He should have fucking invited 200 MAGA hats to the White House, which he didn't do. He just used you to get up in there. So people are saying, yo, we get fucked whether we follow Democratic Party or the Republican Party. It's all fucking independent party, constitutional party, whatever you want to call it. So there's a scripture in the Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 to be exact, around about the 15th verse, where it says they're not going to regard their kings and their princes. And I may just get into that. So I'm going to let this play. I'm going to give you a couple of precepts, and then I'm going to close. This place is done. This place is done. A kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. This kingdom, this is a kingdom. When you look up the word kingdom, Anytime you have an empire, somebody got a king. Well, the king is a king of his kingdom until another king takes him down, turns it into a province of a bigger kingdom, and that becomes an empire. But they're all kingdoms. So people, like I said, they're like, look, take the law into your own hands, all that good stuff. Anyway, let me let this play, and I'm going to give you a couple of precepts.
Resident's doorstep in the middle of the night. The doorbell camera captured a disturbing moment when two strange men suddenly appeared and knocked on a resident's night in the middle. Can I help you?
CPD, we need to ask you a couple questions.
These are two little gremlins, probably born from came from a single family household, meaning the mother. You black woman, you Jake men are fucked up too, but mainly you black women. Most when you go into the records, the statistics, excuse me, it's a tongue twister to me. Most breakups is initiated by the woman, and a lot of times you'll have women that'll have kids by a dude. The dude doesn't come around. She says, "Oh, you got to see your kids. You don't even see your kids, and you got to pay my child support." You got others that the man wants to see the kids, and she'll hold it. That's what you hyenas do, and I know that for a fact. And then what happens is, when your son grows up, he grows an inner. He ain't gonna tell you that he hates you, but as soon as he gonna leave out the state. He gonna spend as little time as he can with you, because you deprived him of his father. So it's you women. It goes back. It was not Adam, but the woman that was deceived. That did the transgression. So Satan came to her first. So let me let it play. And then right then and there, first of all, these guys got their faces covered with hoodies on, both of them, and they're saying we're what is it? They represent the police, right? It says he's gonna say CPD, which is California Police Department, if I'm not mistaken. And why would detectives come to a house in the middle of the night, 11, 12 o'clock at night, to ask some questions?
I'm sorry? CPD, we need to ask you a couple questions, man.
There's a nigga. The ninja talking. He sounds young. These are little gremlins, man. They don't have a job ethic because their mother don't have one. Their mother live off the system. She wants everything free. She got men. He done probably saw man after man after man go into the house, be with her for a couple of months, and move on. And another nigga come in, and when he's 3-4 years old, he don't know what's going on. You think you got a lot of fucking uncles. Like my friend, they were two brothers. Their mother had a man, and we were kids, and she used to always say, "Oh, that's your uncle" to them. So I remember telling him, I said, "Damn, brother, you don't got no aunts?" I said, "You guys got a lot of uncles." Yeah, but she was a hoe. She was letting men come in the house, and each night there'd be a different man sleeping with this woman,
May you please step to the front door, please?
They claimed to be from the CPD, a division of the police force, and said they had a few questions for the homeowner. However, he didn't rush to open the door.
Can I see a badge? We would like you to step to the door, please, sir. I don't have to show you my badge, sir.
Okay, give me a second.
Okay.
They waited outside the door, ready to act if he opened it. Fortunately, he called the police instead of opening the door.
Well, he should have opened the door and blasted their ass. And I'm figuring that he doesn't have a firearm. And that's why I gave the title what I gave it. So you can't, you got these politicians that say, God bless America, and this is a God-fearing nation. We're different from the other nations. Well, wait a minute. The scriptures say, hey, it says of Judah, teach thy sons the use of the bow. The modern day bow is the firearm. So let me go back to this. And you can watch the rest of it. When a strong man armed keepeth his palace, his house, his goods are in peace. Just let me see. Let me open this up. Now I put in the word armed, right? Armed, rather. Very first precept, Genesis 14:14. And when Abraham went after the who was that? Lot was kidnapped. The scenario, I'll open it up. Matter of fact, let me just open it up. 14 verse. Yeah, this place is done. This place is not coming back. The next big major event is the Great Chipping, which IUIC and IUCPK is going to have to explain to their people. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, so this goes into, I'm sorry, let me do this. Let me just put in a lot. Okay, 2 times. So we know it's talking about, let me see, and they took Lot, right? They kidnapped him, Abraham's brother's son, which was his nephew, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. So Abraham had to go and rescue him, which is right here. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, which was his, it says brother, but it was his nephew, he armed his trained servants born in his own house. So it was the norm to have servants, slaves, and they were even supposed to fight. 318, these were trained warriors, and Abraham was in the midst of that. He was a warrior too, and a prophet, and a great man of the Lord. I strongly believe that there's Abba Bivens and Elijah. I've been saying that for years. I can't prove it in the scriptures. It says, and pursued them unto Dan, and unto the place Dan, patch of land, Dan. And he divided himself against them, he and his servants, by night, and smote them. Right, he surrounded them and pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. And he brought, Damascus is Dan, Damascus, these are Hebrew names, because the Canaanites were there, and they were speaking Hebrew, so they were naming names. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, or his nephew Lot, and his goods, and the woman also, and the people. So these motherfuckers just grabbed up, and they grabbed what he had, they grabbed his woman, they grabbed his concubines, whatever the case may be. But it says in the 14th verse, and when Abram heard that his brother or his nephew was taken captive, he armed his trained servants. Trained in what? In war. And they got everything back. And Abram was in the midst of that. Just come on back over here. This is talk about men being armed. It's Numbers 31 and 5. So there were delivered out of the 1,000 of Israel, 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. These are Israelites. Now, when you read this whole chapter, we killed the men, all the women that were married, women of age, and the boys, slaughtered. That was a slaughter. Most High told us to slaughter them. For these idiots, the Lord ultimately just wanted all nations to be saved, not just Israel. Nope. Because if that was the case, he wouldn't tell them to these were Midianites. He said, kill all of them and save the little girls for yourself. The girls that were young, that did not have men yet, because they were, 10, 11, maybe 8. But then Israelite men would wait until they, fully matured. And then they would go in unto them and have children, have Israelite children. All right? See, all these scriptures on being armed. Go ready, armed before the children of Israel. Let's talk about something else. But these enemies were armed, right? 32 and 20. And Moses said unto them, if ye will do this thing, if ye will go armed before Yahweh to war. I'm not going to open it up. There it goes, armed again. This is Joshua. So they were fighting against them, killing off them Canaanites. And they were fighting. The Canaanites were fighting back. But they were getting slaughtered. Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh. These are the warrior tribes. Joshua 4, Yahushua 4 verse 12, and the children of Rehoboam, which is Reuben, and the children of Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh, passed over armed before the children of Israel, as Moses spake unto them. So those are your warrior tribes. Levi didn't fight in no wars. Even though they were warriors, they had the swords ready to chop somebody's head off if they touched the cattle to go into the promised land, the cattle. I'm not going to read all of these. Oh, you know what? Yahushua 6 and 9. And the armed men went before the priests that blew with the trumpet, and the reward came after the ark, the priests going on and blowing with the trumpets. So they're doing their priestly duties, and they had men that were armed. I'm not going to open this up. And Saul armed David with his armor. And he put an helmet of brass upon his head. Also he armed him with a coat of mail. That's a metal. So if you got shot by an arrow, it would ricochet off. And remember, the Philistines, they were fighting against the Philistines, which was of the family of Mizraim, the Egyptians. Like Manute Bo would be a direct descendant of the Philistines. Now, Manute Bo was he was over 7 feet tall. I think he was 7'5". Somebody correct me. I remember when he was playing. I remember I met him at Stanford University. I said, God damn, that dude looked crazy when he was playing college ball. But anyway, these are all precepts, and all you men that have children, have sons, and your daughters too, nowadays, but mainly your sons, you got to teach them. The scriptures say, teach Judah, teach thy sons the use of the bow, but teach them how to box, how to Muay Thai, MMA, Greco-Roman wrestling, freestyle wrestling, all the arts. And you're supposed to teach them teach them the use of the bow. But here it says, the children of Ephraim, being armed and carrying bows, turn back in the day of battle. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. So shall thy poverty come. The same things. Same thing. Let me do this. The use of the bow. I guess you spell it bow. So when you got these politicians talking about, oh, this is a God-fearing country, you swearing on the Bible. Well, the Bible says a man's supposed to be armed. Is it a man armed? I'll read it again, Luke. It says, okay, this is it right here. I just want to see what this says. Okay, this is what I want. 2 Samuel 1 verse 18. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah, the sons of Jehoiada, or the sons of Jehoiadiah, the use of the bow. The modern day bow is the you know, the blinger. The blinger. Behold, it is written in the book of Yasher. Now you got certain Israelites claim that they go into the book of Yasher. The book of Yasher, there is a book of Yasher. What's the other book? You got the book of Yasher, and then you got the book of the Lord, the wars of the Lord. You got the book of Yasher, and you got another book, but Chronicles and so forth. The current book of Yasher is not the book that the scriptures is talking about. But you got idiots, you got a small hat that write the book, and stupid Jake will read it, not even knowing the real Bible. Not even know. You ask him about the MOTB, it's talking about sin in all of its forms. And I'm waiting for you, Nate, you said that when the Lord was on the cross, that the 3 hours of darkness was an eclipse. Was it a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse? And I guarantee you ain't gonna answer. Because if he answers correctly, and we go back and forth, he's gonna have to change that doctrine about the new moon being the full moon. He's gonna have to change it, which he's not gonna change it because it's gonna make him look bad. Study to show that self-approved workman needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So you don't want to be put to shame. You don't want nobody to doubt you. So anyway, I made it relatively short. With that, I'm going to say shalom, on to the next.